Hello and welcome to the News in 5. In this show, I try and share some headlines with you guys in less than 5 minutes or around about 5 minutes. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing, liking the video and sharing it. Well, with that being said, let's get into it. Good news for Bitcoiners. I don't know if that's a thing. Anyway, Pick n Pay rolling out Bitcoin payments across South Africa, starting with these 39 stores. Pick n Pay has extended its Bitcoin payments trial to 39 stores across South Africa's major cities. The retailer has announced it plans to roll out to all its stores in the coming months. Customers scan a QR code from the app and accept the rand conversion rate on their smartphone at the time of the transaction. It said the service fee for each transaction is minimal, costing on average 70 cents and takes less than 30 seconds. If you're someone who likes to use Bitcoin, well, here's a list of all the Pick n Pay stores supporting Bitcoin payments. I'll also leave a link in the description below so that you guys can go check it out for yourself. Today says SAPS reduced DNA backlog by almost 30%. I just want to mention that if you are curious to know more about the DNA backlog, I have done extensive videos on it. There's a whole playlist on my YouTube channel. I have left a link in the description below to that playlist if you want to know more about the DNA backlog. The South African Police Service on Monday announced it had reduced its DNA analysis backlog from 240,000 to 71,000 cases. They said the DNA test backlog has derailed the government's response in the fight against gender-based violence. Yeah, no shit. He also admitted that the majority of these were linked to cases of women abuse and murders. Yeah, so much for that fight on GBV, right?
I never believed them.
The ministry has revised its deadline for clearing the backlog from the end of October this year to the end of January next year. And while it is good news that the DNA backlog has gone down, there are some civil society organizations that don't believe the numbers. South Africa's DNA backlog delays justice, says advocacy group DNA for Africa. Questions have been asked about the government's stated figure regarding a DNA backlog, with some saying it's not realistic. DNA for Africa says the backlog of 71,000 cases mentioned by ministers at this year's GBVF summit does not seem like a realistic amount, and government needs to be more transparent about its figures. The DNA backlog delays justice, and this is a huge impact on survivors' confidence in the justice system, as well as fails to identify reoffenders. And also, by not addressing the DNA backlog, we are allowing further victims of gender-based violence. Look, there's a lot that I can say about this, but I also want to show you guys a video that Ian Cameron from Action Society released on his social media, commenting on the GBV summit and the DNA backlog.
Today, it's the second one of these summits, and they have the audacity to come with sugar-coated lies about resolving the DNA backlog again after Minister Bekele has missed his previous deadlines 3, 4, even 5 times, and the last one was in October. He missed it again, and now we hear that by January it will be solved. Well, to be honest, I prefer that we work on the outside and find other solutions instead of trying to listen to corrupt politicians that are put there because of cadre deployment and are absolutely incompetent in what they do. Everything that's being discussed at the summit, we and other civil society partners have given solutions for. We have tried to discuss it with them. We have tried to engage in positive debate, positive discussion. There's just zero response. So I honestly don't think that the national government in South Africa cares about the gender-based violence problem that we face in South Africa. We still have 120 rapes per day. We have an alarming rate of children being murdered, and we have an alarming femicide rate as well. The murder rate in general is an absolute catastrophe. There is no plan, no strategy, and we have a police minister and national leadership that parade around behind bodyguards in front of cameras instead of bringing forward the short, medium, and long-term strategy to try and really curb the problem. So I think this summit is an absolute lie. It's a smokescreen for incompetence.
Ian is absolutely right. This summit was just a smokescreen, a PR stunt as well. They couldn't care less about the safety of you. They couldn't care less about the safety of your family. They couldn't care less about the safety of anyone in South Africa. The And there you have it. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section below. Are you happy that Pick n Pay is allowing Bitcoin as a form of payment? And what do you think of this whole DNA backlog situation in South Africa? Have you been affected by it? And this is your second reminder to please subscribe to the channel. And with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.